You won, right?
I ain't. Yeah, I won.
Okay, okay.
I had the 2. The 2 was for the pot.
Yeah, I wasn't even paying attention to that first round, but that's because, you know, got this stream got disconnected. But it's okay. At least we got the majority of our stream done. But I'm going to stream for another 20 or 30 minutes, though, just to be safe. Unless Twitch just wants to take another dump on me. Alright, but anyway, Ventura, getting back to it, man. Just that whole last bit of Red Dead 1, man, was just crazy. It's just sad. But at least Jack got his revenge, though.
No, I'm glad he did.
Yep. But yeah, I saw the reason I thought of that fishing line though is because I saw one of the videos on TikTok, and it just, you know, it's like, that's so true. That was so true. Like, it's funny how, what was it? 15 years later, he kills him while fishing. Nice, I won 8 cents. Yay!
Okay, the pod matches. There you go.
And oh yeah, another thing to wrap up the Red Dead 1 discussion, that's that Dead Man's Gun song in the credits. That was such a good song. Having a repeat this week, it's that good.
I don't even remember how that song went because I watched my brother play Red Dead 1. And I think the reason why I played Red Dead Redemption 2... Oh, sorry, go ahead, Austin.
See, it was something like you're holding it was something about Dead Man's Gun and you're looking down the sights. Your heart is warm. Your scenes are torn, and they're giving you a reason to fight. Something like that. That's most of the opening lyric.
It's pretty good.
Apparently, it's supposed to be Jack Morrison's theme. Just like what. And also another thing. I don't know if you really noticed it, but you know how John has his
high.
Nice. You know how John has his theme in Red Dead 1? His theme music? Apparently American Venom, from listening to American Venom's soundtrack closely, it's just a refined version of John's Red Dead 1 soundtrack. Yeah, it's just as badass though.
My favorite part was when John Marston captured Javier Consuelo. He says, "Oye, tú un puto."
Yes.
And then John told him, "You know that life we had? It was just an excuse," and he just slammed the gate on him.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, you have to wonder what made Javier turn like that. I mean, like, okay. Basically, if I remember, honestly, Ventura, Javier, now that I think about it, he low-key played John and them so well. I'll tell you why. Notice how he doesn't, outside of like a couple missions here and there, he ain't really all that involved with the gang, if compared to most of the members, right? And also, remember towards the end during the final shootout with Micah, right? Just after Micah kills Grimshaw, right? Notice how he points his gun at John, but he doesn't point it at Arthur. No, actually, let me rephrase that. He's the only one not to raise his gun at Arthur, because he knows Arthur would kill him in a second.
Right.
Because he respected Arthur. I don't think he respected John that much, though. I noticed that too. So yeah, I knew right then and there something was up with Javier after all. Something was up with him. He was. Right.
I think the Dutch was desperate too, because, dude, in the middle of the Cornwall heist mission, like even Dutch left Arthur to frickin' die, and then Dutch lied and says,
that was where it went down the toilet eventually went down the toilet for him. Was when he left him to die, and Eagle Flies had to save him. Again, guys, for clarification, we are heavy Red Dead 2 and Red Dead 1 spoilers during these nights, so just Be advised.
Eagles Fly is the son, because I get to know.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, there's 3 characters you can find in story mode, right? You can find Tilly and Saint Denis. You can find Mary Beth and Valentine, and you can find Rains Fall and Ansburg. They'll all say how they'll all. No, John. No, what is it? Mary Beth is a writer now. She's actually a writer. She succeeded in writing, right? Tilly thinks that Abigail often and she's married, obviously. Right? Good ending for her. Sweetheart. Okay? She gets married to a lawyer. And she writes to John about how Karen died from an alcohol poisoning. So, through Tilly you learn about what happened to Karen Jones, and it's really sad. Because, you know, I'm guessing she drank herself to death after Sean was killed.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
No, but Karen had feelings for Molly?
No, Sean. It was correction, it was Sean.
It was Sean? No, but I remember Susan Grimshaw I remember Karen getting mad at Susan, because I saw...
Yeah, she hates how Susan treats them and the other ladies of the camp.
Right.
Because Susan's the big housemaid of the camp.
Yeah, but trust me, Karen did have feelings for Molly, though. You just don't know it. Like she does, surprisingly. Even though, yes, it was dumb that Molly was a snitch, but just like no, like
well,
the reason why she did this because Dutch wasn't close to her.
Yeah,
she didn't give her love. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, that's the thing though. People think it was all Micah's fault, but the thing is, the gang was screwed either way. As long as Molly was there, and well, that's the thing though. Looking back on it, Molly didn't directly testify, if you know what I mean, against Dutch and the gang. She just went along with Milton's plan. She didn't give them the info. They had Micah for that. But the point is they were done either way, because come on, it's either Molly turns on them or Milton accepts Micah's information. You know?
Exactly.
So they were screwed either way. And Molly was done either way. Well, that's the thing though. Molly was kind of like, I get it. Dutch was treating her like garbage, but even then, she was stuck up. I love the gal, but she was stuck up. Stuck up. Notice how she doesn't really hang with the other girls that often.
You don't give me enough.
Obviously, her and Karen probably don't get along too well, right? Despite what the irony, right? I don't think Tilly likes her all that much either, but that's because, you know, they always say how stuck up she is. And then obviously I know Susan's got a hate on her because I read somewhere that Susan and Dutch were a thing in the past. I read there was a thing. The thing is, Susan doesn't deserve that much hate though, man. Like, she's just, I get it, she's a bit of a hard ass. But come on, that's all Southern women, man. That's just the way our moms are, man. This is coming from a Southern person.
I'm Floridian, and I come from a city where we vote for the most dumbest people, like Ron DeSantis.
I know.
So
speaking of that political spin for a minute, you hear the fight getting Como or whatever his name is in New York? The New York governor, he's done. I don't even know much about the situation other than that he's done.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's resigning. He's resigning in everything. Yeah, let's not get too much into that. Then we can talk more about that off camera, if you know what I mean.
No, yeah, but I apologize.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We just had to talk like that. And by the way, your character is still glitching on my screen.
Really? How many Isabels do you see?
I see an extra duplicate.
Oh my god! First the horses, now the characters.
I haven't seen that much duplicate horses in the past week, even though we had that one incident the other day.
Oh yeah. 2 foxtrotters. Apparently, I cannot keep your horse, Austin. I cannot.
No.
Dude, but Tilly hated going to Lemoyne because,
yeah,
like, that place, they really hate black folks.
Yeah, they're well. That's the thing though. They say Rhodes and Lemoyne is the southern part of the game, as far as like it being accurate and whatnot. Because apparently, no, that's the thing. Lenny was having some trouble too. If I remember correctly, in Chapter 3, Lenny was having some trouble with folks as well.
Right.
Yeah, he went on a speech about how him and Arthur on one of the missions, there was one of them speech about how he's not been treated well, how his family wasn't doing all that good. There's a whole slave thing, and it was kind of sad. I loved Lenny though, man. I loved that kid.
He was my best drinking buddy. Lenny!
I loved how Arthur treated him as his own son, man.
Excuse me, ma'am, are you Lenny? Who the hell are you?
Yeah.
Sorry, are you Lenny? Get the hell out of here! I'm having sex with my wife. What the hell?
Well, that's the thing, though. I feel bad for Lenny too because apparently his girl Jenny died in the Blackwater raid as well.
Jesus Christ, poor
yeah.
Lenny.
Okay, so basically it was Jenny and it was the Callahan boys, the Callahan brothers, Mac and Davey. If you remember seeing the guy die at the start in the wagon, that's Davey Callahan.
Oh man.
Yeah, rest in. And they said the Callahan boys were vicious. They said they were vicious psychopaths. I don't know if they were Micah vicious, but they had to be pretty close.
But if they make a Red Dead Redemption Part 3, Davey and Mac would probably be alive. But I doubt Rockstar.
Well, that's the thing, though. I've been seeing a lot of theories that if they was to make a Red Dead Part 3 that goes even further back into the gang's past. I'm thinking and low-key hoping that we would play as one of the Callahan boys.
That would have been awesome. But
considering they die at the beginning of this game, might as well, right? Might as well. And they could do the same crap they did with like John, but like with Arthur, you know, where they make him the bit of a village idiot as he's coming up in the gang. Because you have to remember,
right.
Arthur was a screw up at one point too. He had Eliza. He had that kid with the waitress, Eliza, and they both got killed in the robbery. Not the Blackwater one, but they were killed by bandits.
Mm.
And he doesn't want to see John make the same mistake with Abigail.
Oh my God, that card has a saloon girl. Can you believe that, Austin?
Yeah, so. But yeah, my theory is that we would play. From what I've seen, the bit of digging I've seen on the Callahan boys. Despite them both being violent psychopaths, Davey was the somewhat more level-headed one of the gang. Mac was the real enforcer. Speaking of the Mac, apparently he was shot in the robbery, along with his brother, and Milton finished him off.
Yeah, but if Micah wasn't so reckless in the Blackwater incident...
I know. Well, they said Dutch killed an unarmed woman as well, so it wasn't just Micah.
Yeah, Dutch is an idiot too, but let's just be for real, like...
Yeah.
Honestly, I think John was just trying to live a normal life. But the problem with John is like he doesn't realize is that like the revenge stuff is never going to work out because
no, yeah, it turns out Micah Bell's murder was his own worst enemy. Because Edgar Ross just tracked him down.
Exactly.
Edgar Ross found his body on Mount Hagen or whatever. Honestly, another thing I wish I realized at the time, but I just now in the last couple of days realized. You know the Joe guy from This Game's Online.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, I just now realized he's in the final mission. You kill him and his two boys just before you kill Micah. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, the Joe guy, the one that taunts him before, like, as they're climbing up the mountain in American Venom, shooting everybody, and John's like, "You must be Joe or whatever," you know? Because obviously, Cleveland.
Oh, that guy was Dutch's new recruit. I remember him.
Yeah, apparently. That's the thing, though. I find that kind of hilarious. I kind of find that kind of weird and ironic because, from the few voice lines I remember him saying in this game. He keeps on mentioning Micah, fearing Micah betraying him, right? Yet he works for Micah in American Venom. like that don't add up for me. I know the online takes place a couple years before the story, but even then, that don't add up. That don't add up to me. That don't add up.
No, I don't even know why we're working with Mrs. McFarlane. She's literally a guest character in the multiplayer.
And that's what I said. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, Victor. They put her and Sadie in this game's online as fan service. Let's be real here.
That could probably be it.
Let's be real. Like, Sadie wasn't even there day. Well, I don't think Bonnie was there day one of the online either. I don't remember seeing them in my first couple weeks. I think they only added them in with the poker update. So, or the so-called out of beta update. Rockstar claimed it. But that's literally it. Those fan service. Well, okay, it's $18.99. Why would you? Okay, honestly, Ventura, I get it, but at the same time, it's like Sadie has no. You have no reason to be doing a random wagon mission for Sadie and Jake of all people. At least not until $18.99. Think about it. It don't add up for me. Same thing with Bonnie McFarlane. It don't add up. They can take care of themselves. They don't need no random outlaw bandit or whatever to mute bandit to like fetch them supplies or none of that BS. They don't need that.
Yeah, because I remember in single player, Bonnie was in Red Dead Redemption 1, and John had to help her. That makes sense, but it's just like we're basically playing. It's like we're John Marston helping Bonnie all over again, which doesn't make sense.
Like, again, for her and Sadie, it's straight up fan service. Even though I'll give that, I mean, at least we get to see Jake while he's alive. I'll give it that, because sometimes he'll be in the house instead of Sadie.
Don't you remember? It's me, King Arthur. Oh, come on.
Oh my God,
Sean.
now, see, I wish I appreciated, see, that's another reason why I'm low-key kicking myself for not playing the online earlier. Or playing the story earlier. Had I played the story when I should have, I would have appreciated Sean McIntyre more. I mean, hey. I still love the dude though, man. He was one of my favorites.
Arthur, you want a cup of paint? What the hell are you talking about? I mean a drink. In Ireland, we call it paint. Don't you speak my language? Can you guys get him out of here? Arthur got annoyed by Sean.
Yeah.
King Arthur, I bet you back then you were a king. I ain't no goddamn king. What's wrong with you?
By the way, I saw this one encounter in the camp where he's helping Jack's. He has some downtime with Jack, playing with a dead bunny. Yeah, it was actually really cool. I never thought Sean would be the fatherly type. You know?
Right. Oh my God. Why the fuck do the aces? And I'm sorry if I'm being perverted. Have beautiful lady racks. I don't get that. Oh my God. There's another. The king is a saloon girl. Can you believe that, Austin?
Nope.
Austin, those are your favorite people because you have a saloon girl with you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I won.
Nice.
King Arthur! I remember I used to boss Sean around. Sean, you better get to work. I am working here, Arthur. I'm gonna have a little bit of drink.
Well, at least Sean works more than Uncle Lumbago.
Exactly. No, but the guy I couldn't stand was Bill Williamson. Bill, get your goddamn work. I'm working, Arthur.
Oh my God, I'll never forget the train mission, man, with him at the start.
He had one job.
You had one job. It's the easiest job in the world for a Civil War veteran like yourself, and you still can't do it.
Yeah, and he's racist too. He called Native American savages Dutch. At least Dutch has common sense. Dutch says, I disagree with you because we took their land, so why would you call them savages?
Yep, exactly.
Damn. Bill Williamson is a racist piece of shit. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, that dude, no, he's a dumbass. I'll never forget the line at the start. What was Bill Williamson like? Dumb. You knew Bill Williamson? Knew him a long time ago. What was he like? Dumb.
And I remember Ms. Grimshaw telling Bill Williamson, why don't you get to work? You want what kind of work? Doing the dishes? That's woman's work. I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe Bill said that to Ms. Grimshaw.
Oh my god. Speaking of the ladies, I love that one encounter where when Abigail just slaps John for no reason. It was so funny.
Well, I know the reason why Abigail smacked John across the face. I have a concrete theory, and it's a mom intuition. If you don't spend time with your kid, Abigail's gonna freaking do that. That's why she did that.
Speaking of Jack, man, that's another thing. I saw that one encounter on TikTok of Micah antagonizing Jack, and I'm like, dude, really? I love John. Leave my goddamn son alone, or whatever the hell it was.
Okay, let's see. Damn, Austin, you won the pod.
Yeah.
I'm not putting on the mask on purpose. Leave me alone, Jesus Christ.
Oh.
On my end, he says, I don't know why you have a master. I'm like, dude, it's not my fault.
Yeah, I know.
Stupid AI. Dude, if I wanted to rob this place, I would have done it with Austin. So
yeah,
don't be assuming.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, they also added another one of those mediocre contract missions. I think this one's Leviticus Cornwall themed, but I'm not really all that interested in doing those.
Yeah, I think no one really cares.
Yeah, those missions, they're just more stranger missions that they pay even less than the standard stranger missions. No thanks.
Yeah, but the special diamond mission on Ruthless, I heard that you actually get paid well, but
well, that's the thing though. It's not so much that you can only do it once every 40 minutes, which is dumb.
Exactly. But you know, you don't need to do the special diamond mission because you have the collector role to make more money.
Yeah, exactly.
So
plus,
it's like
you're just giving the diamond to the government. It's not like story mode where you can randomly find gold bars. Which Ventura, I ain't gonna lie, I literally slacked on gold bars in my second play. See, that's the thing though. Had I known Chapter 4 onwards was gonna be bad for Arthur and all of them as far as it just not being the same. Right, I would have went ahead and sold all that jewelry and found all the gold bars that I would have gotten, but. Come on, it's my first playthrough.
You know how much money I donated to Dutch's camp? You're not gonna believe this. $20,000.
Damn, I donated.
Like,
I basically bought everything in the camp though.
Nice.
Yeah.
And like Dutch was complaining, we're poor. We need to be rich. I'm like, dude, I donated $20,000 in your camp.
We need
like
money. Now, speaking of that, did you get that one encounter with Grimshaw towards the end? Where Dutch finds her and he just goes on a tirade about needing the money again.
Oh yeah, I remember that cutscene.
Yeah. We need money, but Dutch.
Dude, Dutch, I have $20,000. We could actually end it right now. No, it doesn't count because it's video game logic. I'm like,
I know, right? You already have 20K as far as your hidden treasure goes, which John. Well, that's the thing, though. Like. I think, part of me calls Dutch smart by giving John the money, more or less at the end. But at the same time, that was kind of dumb too, because then, well, that's the thing though. Pinkerton's willing him anyway, so I guess he felt like he had nothing to lose by giving John the money. Now that I think about it,
I guess deep down inside, Dutch actually cares about him.
Yeah. I guess so too.
No, dude, if John didn't went for that revenge against Javier Escueda and Bill Williamson,
yep.
I think Dutch wouldn't have laid a finger on him. Because in part 2, Dutch didn't care about him. Dutch is like, live a normal life, don't hang out with me anymore.
Yeah.
Bro, man, even though John kills Dutch in part 1, I'm like, dude.
Well, actually, Ventura, it's technically he doesn't. You have to remember, Dutch commits suicide.
He did?
Yeah, the cliffside. I was talking about it earlier.
Oh my god, I have to rewatch the video. Jesus Christ.
It's the one where he's chasing up to the cliffside, right, in this camp, and he's like he rants about how he's been I can't fight change, John. My whole life, I've been trying to fight change, and then he just falls to his death. Of course, being the piece of shit that he is, Edgar Ross decides to shoot his dead body in the head.
No, that's adding insult to injury, bro.
Yeah.
But I think the reason why Dutch went crazy is because, dude, he wanted to retire from the gangster life. He wanted to get out of it, but things did since. And you're right, he cannot fight change because.
Yep.
Exactly. But whatever, it is what it is. You know, I think even if we do have these so-called properties, like the only thing we have closest to a property was the Moonshine Roll.
That wasn't even a property. Honestly, Ventura, forget properties. I want to upgrade my camp just like story mode. I want to have these big giant tents everywhere, right? I want to have a full 8-man posse, and every time I have a full 8-man posse, right, I can have the other 7 tents just waiting, if you know what I mean. I can have like a tonic wagon, I can have a food wagon, I can have all that stuff. I would easily pay 4,000 or 5,000 for that shit, easily.
A medicine shack, that's actually a good idea.
Like, come on, man, I want it just like Dutch's camp, just like it.
Dutch had a medicine camp, had a medicine shack, and like, dude, they could have done something like that too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. Right, through Strauss. Speaking of that adventure, I was just out thinking too, since this is a prequel to the online, there's so many characters they could add, as far as giving missions and heists and stuff like that. Say what you will about him, as much as I can't stand the guy, but I think Micah would be the perfect guy to do heists with.
Yeah, and I remember we had this conversation like a few days ago.
Yeah, that's right. Let's not bring it back up though. But yeah, Micah would be perfect. Ventura, I don't know why, but I randomly thought of this. What if it's a bit of a joke, Rockstar randomly adds Abigail, just for you to have to go fetch baby supplies?
Oh my god, no.
That would be so funny. It was just a random funny thought.
No, but I doubt it, because like Abigail just wants to be your typical housewife, you know?
I know. Yeah, I just think it would be funny. It was just a random funny thought. Like, imagine you going to get baby supplies.
But again, like, the Rockstar even knows it wouldn't make sense. Like, she would never make people do supply runs. Why is Seattle making people do supply runs? That doesn't make any flipping sense.
I know, right? In the fucking mountains. In the mountains. And she's not even involved in the life yet. The only reason she got involved is because the O'Driscolls decided to kill her husband and burn her house.
Exactly.
That's totally understandable. As much as I low-key can't stand her, she had reasons. She had perfectly valid reasons to become the person she became.
Well, I could stand her because I'm more on the Arthur side.
I mean, yeah, but you have to remember, she got on Arthur's nerves now, especially at the beginning.
When are we gonna rob people? Put that gun down, Sadie. Like, Arthur has to talk to her calmly, I remember. God damn it, that beautiful cleavage on the ace. Jesus Christ. Since when did these cards become perverted?
I mean, to be fair, though, the only reason why people like Sadie is because of her ass. Let's be real here. She does have a nice ass, but it's like, I think...
No, I'm talking...
I know, you're talking about the cards, but, you know.
Oh yeah, come to think of it, ever since she bought those tight pants on Rhodes, she does.
Yeah, that's the only reason why people like her. She's the simp character of this game. Everybody likes to simp for Sadie.
And you know what's actually more interesting? Her voice actor looks exactly like her in a way.
Oh yeah.
Well, not exactly, but like, looks kind of like her.
I don't know. You know me. I'm more of an Abigail and Mary Beth. Well. As far as the main camp characters goes, I'm more of an Abigail and Karen Jones type fan. But I love all the ladies, though. Even if Molly was stuck up. Because what is it? You have Abigail, who's your wannabe housewife and mom. You have Mary Beth, who's so nice. Well, she's your pit pocket. At first, I thought she was a prostitute. I ain't gonna lie. But come on, you have Karen Jones for that. You know what I mean? Plus, Mary Beth is more of the pickpocket, looking her up more. She's a pickpocket. She just uses her sweet personality in order to fool people.
Mary Beth?
Yeah, Mary Beth's a pickpocket. Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, I had to actually look that up because apparently, I don't know if she really gives it to. She doesn't really give too much about herself away, which I think is nice. But that's the thing, though. At least she gets her good ending, though. She gets her good ending. And yes, you do meet her in Valentine as John. She's an upcoming writer, and but anyway, getting back to you got Karen Jones, who's the prostitute, obvious reasons. Okay. You have Susan, who's basically the Southern mom or lead housemaid. You have Tilly, who's the indentured, well, the runaway slave. I feel bad for her, but at least she got her runaway in. At least she got her happy ending too. Plus, she had her own dirty laundry. She knew how to defend herself.
Yeah, but against like them group of them black outlaws, I forgot their names. Oh my god.
Anthony Foreman, the Foreman gang. I blasted that dude's head off. I blasted his head off and I fed him to the gators.
I was nice to him, but with John, I captured him.
Fuck him. I'm sorry, but fuck that guy. That dude's a piece of shit. He literally was gonna rape the girl. Like, come on.
Yeah, but you know, like,
he literally wanted to turn her.
If he would have killed Tilly Jackson, I would have killed him. But since he didn't do that, I was being lenient. Austin, I don't care. I'm a reasonable person. I let him live. I don't care. I'm reasonable. He was about to, yes, but like, if he killed, like I said, if he killed Tilly Jackson, I would have killed him. That's how I operate.
I don't know, man. I just had to go. I just had to go with Miss Grimshaw. I just had to listen to her. I was like, as soon as she said we're going to go after this OCB, I'm like, yes, ma'am.
Then Austin, you prove that you're as cold as ice.
Yep. Yes,
I'm more reasonable. You're more cold.
Like honestly, bro. Honestly,
and when I was,
go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, like honestly, like with because if you let him live when you're playing as Arthur, if you let him live as Arthur, as John, Anthony Foreman becomes the bounty. Believe it or not. So Anthony told me.
That's funny. That's funny.
Anthony told me, hey, please, don't do this. What the hell you doing, friend? Huh? Yeah, I knew you back. You were with the Dutch King, right? No, please, come on, let me go. I ain't gonna let you go. I'm gonna take you to jail. And John basically told him, I'm gonna take you to jail. I ain't gonna play around with you. You've been causing trouble with the Dutch Gang. I ain't gonna let you go. Anthony was fucking begging like a motherfucker, bro.
Like the dude's a coward, man. For so-called gang leader, he's a coward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had it. Tilly wanted him dead. The fire in her eyes just told me I had to get rid of this monster. I
think he got hanged when I put him in the sheriff's office. So he dies. Austin, he dies either way, dude.
Yeah, he dies either way.
I'm gonna let him live with his guilt, and then he gets hanged. Because after when you capture Anthony Foreman in the story, I guarantee you with John, he gets a hanging sentence. I guarantee you.
Probably. See, I didn't realize all that, but that's because honestly, I didn't really do much of the bounty stuff either.
I mean, I could be wrong because I didn't see Anthony get hanged, but usually when you capture a character, they get hanged, bro.
No. Yes, that's really interesting though. But yeah, let's see who else is there. Obviously, I really loved Mary Linton, but that's because her and Arthur's relationship was tragically flawed. What was it? Arthur couldn't leave his lifestyle, and she couldn't leave her deadbeat stepfather. Tragic.
No, man. Mary Linton, I agree with Arthur on one thing. She contradicts himself. Like, he tells Mary Linton, why the hell are you doing this? She says, doing what? You want to come back to me? and then you don't make up your goddamn mind. Like Arthur would freaking tell her that, cause she's so Arthur, but I'm trying to.
She's so like that's the thing though. She needs to get over her deadbeat dad. That's the thing. It's like she just could not get over him. Like he literally sold your mother's like bracelet or whatever, heirloom, whatever that was. And it's like if that's not being faithful to your ex-wife, like I know you're a widower, but it's like you get the point. It's like right then and there, Mary should have left him right then and there and chanced it. I think her relationship with Arthur was doomed either way, but they would have at least had a bit of a chance. You know what I mean?
Man. Spoiler warning, Arthur sadly died of tuberculosis,
Yep,
you know?
Yep, I know, very sad.
But every time I think of part 1, Arthur is never mentioned in part 1. Well, that's the thing, though. Never.
Remember how I was telling you back in our Uncharted 4 days, how Sam Drake was developed at Naughty Dog?
Right.
Where he's never mentioned. They did the same treatment to Arthur, where they came up with him during Red Dead 2's development. The rumor I'm hearing is that if this Red Dead 1 remake does go through, they'll have Arthur mentions and whatnot. Because you have to remember, Red Dead 2 technically does retcon some of the things that happened in part 1 in weird ways. If you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
But yeah, that's part of the reason why more than ever I'm pushing for this Red Dead 1. And by the way, it would not be a proper remaster. Because if it was just a remaster, the Arthur references still wouldn't happen. It has to be a remake. It has to be a remake with updated mechanics, updated dialogue, the whole updated story, the whole bit. I mean, most of the game will be the same. It's just they would have to just gameplay wise and dialogue wise.
Oh, by the way, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Sorry if I'm talking about an RPG game here, but I have to tell you that like they should just call it Change the Fate, because Zack at Final Fantasy VII was supposed to die, and Austin's like,
don't know what you're talking about.
I know. Exactly.
But
like some remakes do that, where like they would change the story completely. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Then that's basically a reboot. Then that's what Mortal Kombat did with MK9, where they changed the second half of MK3. What was technically Mortal Kombat 3, where Sindel was a villain the whole time and the whole bit, and people are still fucking pissed about that because of the ramifications from Mortal Kombat 11.
No, but the final boss fight in episode Midgar was just Shadow God. I mean, was just Whisper Demons. I'm like the Whisper Gods. I'm like, that doesn't make sense because Cloud and Barret left Midgar without that epic boss fight. I'm like, that does not make any sense, man.
Yeah.
So, Austin, the best way for you to say it, they should just call it a freaking reboot.
Yeah.
Because calling it a remake is just too kind of to just call it that, you know?
No, a remake is keeping most of the story. A remake is keeping at least 95 to 99 to 100% of the story the same as it was, right? All you're supposed to do in a remake is just update dialogue or gameplay or graphics and call it a day. You're not supposed to tamper with the story in any major ways whatsoever.
Well, in 7 Remake, spoiler warning, they tampered with the game. Like, wow. Zack was supposed to die in 7. Why did he not die in the remake?
Oh, that makes no sense, man. That does not make any sense.
They should just call it Final Fantasy VII, Escape the Fate. That's what they should call it.
Like, what was it? MK3? Like, okay, best thing I could say in the original Mortal Kombat trilogy, right? Even though there was not much of a story back then, because they were arcade fighters. The story that did happen had Sindel, Princess Katana's mother, a so-called brainwashed good guy, right? Brainwashed by Shao Kahn or whoever the boss was, okay? She gets freed and she becomes a good guy fighting with the heroes. In K9, they decide to retcon her by having her as a so-called brainwashed villain the whole time. And it's just, ever since MK9 happened, it's just been messed up with her. But that's just one of many retcons.
I thought the 7 remake had its own strange torques, but it turns out Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah. Plus, apparently in MK11, Cabal, the guy from MK3 who could zoom around really fast, and he was all burnt up and whatnot with the mask and all that, right? They retconned him as to where he was never a cop. His story's supposed to be that he's a Black Dragon member. If you remember Kano, the guy with the red eye, the Aussie guy with the red eye,
the movie as well.
Yeah, Kano, Sonya's nemesis. Cabal was in his Black Dragon crime family, right? Black Dragon criminal organization, right? Then he leaves to become he decides to go good and become a cop. And then in one of the PS2 games,
wait, how did Cabal become a cop? I'm confused.
He goes good. He goes straight.
Ah.
He goes. Kano raised him in the Black Dragon, and then he goes straight. But a funny twist of fate, which was actually really cool, as confusing as it was, he goes back to the Black Dragon in Mortal Kombat Deception, one of the PS2 games. And it's because of I believe Quan Chi. It's either Quan Chi or somebody else. I couldn't tell you. I kind of forget some of the story. Basically, Quan Chi or whoever makes him go back, they convince him to reform the Black Dragon as a terrorist organization, because they feel like Kano's not doing enough for it, and plus Kano's dead at this point. So, and then the reboot has him be a cop again. And then MK11 decides to throw all that out the window and have him be as a Black Dragon member the whole time. So
that doesn't. But if you want to follow tradition, you cannot change it too much. I don't get that logic.
Like, okay. It's one thing to make him go back to the Black Dragon, but at least have the cop part there, because that's what the original games did.
Exactly.
Cabal's caught. He doesn't know whether he wants to be a good guy or a bad guy. I guess he just follows the money. And this is even after being burnt by Kentaro. If you remember Goro, the four-armed guy from the first Mortal Kombat, Kentaro's basically Goro, but with tiger stripes, and he's even more fearsome.
Damn.
Yeah, he's the sub-boss of Mortal Kombat 2, and he burns Kentaro in the MK9 reboot, sets him on fire and everything. And that's how Cabal gets his burns.
Oh, no wonder. I remember he had a special fatality type of thing. Well, it's not really a fatality, but it's like where he takes off his mask and like your character gets scared to death.
Are you talking about the babality or whatever, where they turn into babies? That's a thing, by the way. That's a thing.
Oh yeah, I remember that. No, but there was like a. I don't think it's a fatality. It's more like a jump scare.
Yeah.
That like when he takes off his mask and like your character falls apart. Like your character gets so afraid, and then your character just runs away. Your character faints, and his spirits just run away. I don't even know if that's a fatality though. I could be wrong though.
I think that's one of his victory poses or something. I know what you're talking about. Hell, it might not even be Cabal though. It might be a different character now that I think about it.
Cabal? No, yeah. He freaking removed his mask. He scares his opponent when he takes off his mask. And his opponent's like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna run away!" And like literally, like your character falls faint in the ground, and then his ghost disappears. Wait,
oh, yeah.
I'm getting confused now.
I couldn't tell you, Ventura. There's been so many versions of fatalities and babalities and animalities and whatnot.
I think it's an animality. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, in MK3 they had you where you could turn into animals and stuff for your victory pose.
Dude, man, Reptile removing his mask and he looks like a green freaking lizard. I'm like,
he is a lizard. And that's the thing, though. No, that's another thing. He's a humanoid. He's a humanoid reptilian.
Oh, no wonder.
Like a lot of people, they so-called mishuman reptile, but he was never really a so-called reptilian, or never really a true human. That was just graphics at the time. At the time, up until only when Mortal Kombat 4 came out for the PS1 and the Nintendo 64 could they like actually have him render as like a lizard. The only time they could render him as a lizard was in his fatalities.
I mean, that makes sense.
Because the first three games, they were just, the ninjas were palette swaps of each other. They had the same, like, look, As far as human, male, or female, they were just different colors. That's just the way it worked back then in the arcade games.
Exactly.
And notice how in MK4 onwards they slowly start evolving into like different and unique ninjas and so on and so on. That's the reason why. That's the reason why you see all these memes on the internet of all the rainbow-colored Mortal Kombat ninjas. It's because that's literally all they were. They were just palette swaps of each other, except with different movesets. That's it.
Mm. Yeah, that kind of reminds me of the classic Power Rangers.
Yeah, like, that's what they were. Yeah, that's a good comparison. They're just violent Power Rangers. If you really want to get down there.
Exactly. No, because like green, red, and black, it just looks like, dude. But like, even though the helmets were a little bit detailed, dude, but the face mask just looks the same, but a different color. Like that's what it was. But until they introduced Saba, the White Ranger, that's when the look started to change a little bit.
Yeah.
God, I kind of missed the Power Rangers, but I stopped watching it because it got old. And plus, the acting is kind of cheesy. I ain't gonna lie to you. And yeah, the guy that played the Blue Ranger, he stopped being in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers because people didn't like the fact that he was gay. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything?
It's just people looking for a reason to get pissed off.
Wow.
People are like that these days. Nice, I want.
I'm like, yeah, but but that's his life. Like, why do you fucking care? Oh no, I am the freaking director. The Billy the Blue Ranger is gay, and I don't want that for my show. But that doesn't matter. It's not gonna make a show. But no, I don't care about him, dude.
Adventure. I think I'm gonna go ahead I'm sorry to kind of cut you off, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and kind of end my stream right here, though. We'll still play a couple more rounds. I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of do my outro real quick. Hey guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let you know this is kind of go ahead and be the end of the stream. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the Return to Red Dead Online. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the Call to Arms mode. Appreciate Body Ventura here for Guns of the Hellgas for being here with us, and we'll catch y'all on the next stream. Peace.